Hello friends, today we take up the fourth circuit, RL series circuit, resistance inductance in series. So introduction, since no inductor can be ideal or pure, it is always associated with resistance being made from wire. That's why an inductor is treated as combination of an ideal inductor and a resistance connected in series. So this is ideal inductor. It is associated with resistance being made up of wire. So therefore we have taken resistance part separately and inductive part separately. So this inductor is equivalent to resistance and inductor in series. This resistance is the resistance of the wire from which the inductor has been made. So this is pure R, this is pure L. Now first point, we have to discuss phase relation. Phase relation. Out of the 5 steps that are to be followed, the first step is physical situation. Consider an inductor L associated with resistance R connected across an AC source whose complex voltage waveform is given by the expression Et is equal to E max e raised to power j omega t. Let us mark it as equation 1 as shown in diagram. So this is resistance, this is inductor, this is AC source whose complex voltage waveform Et is equal to E max e raised to power j omega t. In the second step, we follow Ohm's law to find out instantaneous current. Let IT be the instantaneous current flowing through circuit, then IT will be equal to ET by Z. ET by Z, where Z is the impedance of the circuit. Now impedance is the property of circuit which opposes the flow of AC as well as DC through it. Add is denoted by Z, letter Z. So let us evaluate Z now. Now first we form voltage triangle. A part, voltage triangle. Let ER and EL be the voltage developed across R and L respectively. Then ER will be equal to IT into R and EL will be equal to IT into XL. Phasor diagram. Current IT is in phase with ER and lags EL by pi by 2 in phase as shown in diagram. This is ER, this is IT. IT and ER both are in phase, and this is EL. We represent EL in this direction. So 90-degree lag. IT is lagging behind voltage in inductor by 90 degree. And the resultant of the two is ET. Okay. ET is the resultant of the two. Now take up the phasor diagram constitutes a voltage triangle. The phasor diagram constitutes a voltage triangle. According to which complex voltage ET is equal to ER plus J times EL. ER plus J times EL, and it is equal to ET according to triangle law of vectors. If two vectors are represented by the two sides of triangle taken in order, then the resultant is given by the third side taken in opposite order. So ET is equal to ER plus J into EL. Let us mark it as equation number 3, where ET is equal to IT into Z. Now C part. Impedance triangle. How we draw impedance triangle, let us see. Now magnitude of complex voltage ET complex is equal to under root of ER square plus EL square. Let us mark it as equation number 4. And direction is given by the expression tangent phi is equal to EL by ER. Tangent phi perpendicular over base, EL by ER. Okay, tangent phi perpendicular over base, EL by ER. Or phi is equal to tangent inverse EL by ER. So this expression gives us the direction. This expression gives us the magnitude of the complex voltage ET. Now substituting the values of ET, ER and EL in equation 4, we have IT into Z in place of ET, IT into Z in place of ER, IT into R in place of EL, IT into XL. Okay, so square as it is equal to I square T R square plus IT square plus XL, IT square into XL square. Okay, so this is ITZ is equal to I square T into R square plus I square T plus I square T into XL square. Now we take out I square T common, or ITZ is equal to I square T into R square plus XL square whole under root. And IT common, we take it out, take out of the under root, it becomes IT. So IT cancels. So we are left with Z equal to under root of R square plus XL square. Let us mark it as equation number 5. Now this is the magnitude of impedance, complex impedance. Now direction phi is equal to tangent inverse EL by ER, and it is equal to tangent inverse ITXL by ITR. IT cancels, so we are left with phi equal to tangent inverse XL by R. Phi equal to tangent inverse XL by R. Now impedance triangle can be drawn as shown: R, XL, Z. Now complex Z will be equal to R plus JXL, R plus JXL. J means 90 degree rotation, so XL is perpendicular to R, and Z is the resultant of the two. Magnitude of the two is given by Z. So complex Z is equal to R plus JXL, or Z complex is equal to mod Z e raised to power j phi, where phi is equal to tangent inverse XL by R. Now D part, IT. We evaluate IT. Now substituting the value of ET from equation 1 and the value of Z from equation 6. Let us mark it as equation number 6. So substituting the value of ET from equation 1, ET from equation 1, this is equation 1, and mark this is equation 6, Z e raised to power j phi. So we substitute these values in equation number 2. What is equation 2? Equation 2 is here. IT is equal to ET by Z. So we substitute the value of ET, we substitute the value of Z. Now substituting the values, we get IT is equal to E max e raised to power j omega t divided by mod z e raised to power j phi. So E max by mod z into e raised to power j omega t minus phi. It goes up, becomes minus, j we take out common, omega t minus phi. Okay, or IT is equal to I max e raised to power j omega t minus phi. Let us mark it as equation number 7, where I max is equal to E max by z. E max by z, we replace it by I max. Now third step is a phase relation, lead or lag as usual. Now comparing equation 1 and 7, we find that current IT lags applied voltage ET by an angle phi, which is equal to tangent inverse XL by R, and is less than pi by 2. Now fourth step, we represent this lead or lag. We represent this lead or lag by phasor diagram. Now phasor diagram. Lag is represented by phasor diagram as shown. If we represent ET along positive y-axis, then we represent IT along this direction, angle phi between ET and IT. So IT lags ET by phi. If we represent ET along positive x-axis, then we represent IT along this direction. So this is lag. This is lag. Okay. So this is how we represent by phasor diagram the lag. Now representation by waveform. How we represent the lead or lag by waveform. So we have taken here ET is equal to E max cos omega t, the real part, because ET complex is equal to E max e raised to power j omega t is equal to E max cos omega t plus j sin omega t. So real part is E max cos omega t, imaginary part is E max sin omega t with j E max sin omega t. So imaginary part. So we are concerned with the real part here. So real part is a cosine wave. So ET real is equal to E max cos omega t. So we draw this bold line which represents cosine wave. ET is equal to E max cos omega t. And current waveform we represent by dotted lines. It lags by phi. So IT is equal to I max cos omega t minus phi. So dotted waveform represents this equation. This equation is current equation. This angle is phi. So whole total angle is pi by 2. So this angle is phi. So lag by phi, which is less than pi by 2. Current lags behind applied voltage by an angle phi, which is less than pi by 2. Now we come to the B part. B part is average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. Average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. Now first step, out of the 5 steps, the first step is physical situation. It is the same that we have developed earlier. Consider an inductor L associated with resistance R connected in series, and the combination is connected across an AC source whose voltage waveform is given by the equation ET is equal to E max cos omega t. Let us mark it as equation 1. Here we have taken the real part of the complex voltage waveform as shown in diagram. So this is R, this is L, and this is complex voltage waveform. ET is equal to E max e raised to power j omega t. The real part of this equation is ET is equal to E max cos omega t. So we take here the real part. Now instantaneous current. Second step is instantaneous current IT. So let IT be the instantaneous current that flows through the circuit at any instant of time t. Since current IT lags ET by an angle phi equal to tangent inverse XL by R, therefore IT is equal to I max cos omega t minus phi. Let us mark it as equation 2. Third step, we take up instantaneous power. PT is equal to ET into IT. Now substituting the value of ET from equation 1, ET from equation 1 and IT from equation 2, we get PT is equal to E max cos omega t, I max cos omega t minus phi, or E max I max cos omega t into cos omega t minus phi. Now we have to evaluate it. Or PT is equal to E max I max cos omega t. We open this cos omega t minus phi. Cos omega t cos phi plus sin omega t sin phi. Or E max I max cos of phi cos square omega t plus E max I max sin phi sin omega t cos omega t. Okay. Now here we have opened the bracket and we got this. Now here we multiply by 2, we divide by 2. And it is equal to E max I max cos phi into 1 plus cos 2 omega t by 2. We replace cos square omega t by 1 plus cos 2 omega t by 2. And we take out t with and place it with E max I max by 2, and 2 sin omega t cos omega t is sin 2 omega t. Or PT is equal to E max I max by 2 cos phi into 1 plus cos 2 theta. We replace omega t by theta. 2 theta plus E max I max by 2 into sin phi into sin 2 theta. Theta, we replace omega t by theta, where theta is omega t. Now fourth step, power over full cycle of an AC, say POFC, is equal to integration 0 to t pt dt, or power over full cycle is equal to integration 0 to 2 pi E max I max by 2 cos phi into 1 plus cos 2 theta plus E max I max by 2 sin phi sin 2 theta d theta. And we take d theta inside now, and we take out E max I max by 2 outside, cos phi outside the integration. So E max I max by 2 cos phi integration 0 to 2 pi 1 plus cos 2 theta d theta plus E max I max by 2 sin phi into sin 2 theta d theta 0 to 2 pi. Now we continue with this. P over full cycle is equal to E max I max by 2 into cos phi. We open the bracket, 0 to 2 pi d theta plus 0 to 2 pi cos 2 theta d theta plus E max I max by 2 sin phi into 0 to 2 pi sin 2 theta d theta. E max I max by 2 sin phi 0 to 2 pi sin 2 theta d theta. Or power over full cycle of an AC is equal to E max I max by 2 into cos phi. So integration d theta is theta 0 to 2 pi. Integration cos 2 theta d theta 0 to 2 pi is 0 plus E max I max by 2 sin phi into integration of 0 to 2 pi sin 2 theta d theta is also 0, because we know that integration 0 to 2 pi cos 2 theta d theta is 0, integration 0 to 2 pi sin 2 theta d theta is 0. Or we write power over full cycle of an AC is equal to E max I max by 2 cos phi into 2 pi minus 0. Here upper limit minus lower limit. And it is equal to E max I max by 2 into cos phi into 2 pi. So 2 cancels. We are left with E max I max cos phi into pi. Or power over full cycle is equal to E max I max cos phi into pi. Let us mark it as equation number 4. Now, fifth step, we calculate average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. P average is equal to power over full cycle divided by upper limit of integration minus lower limit of integration 2 pi minus 0, and it is equal to E max I max cos phi pi divided by 2 pi. Pi cancels, so we are left with E max I max by 2 cos phi, or P average. We split 2 into root 2, so E max by root 2, I max by root 2 into cos phi, or it is a ERMS, it is IRMS, it is equal to ERMS IRMS into cos phi, or P average is equal to ERMS IRMS cos phi. Okay, so this is expression for average power consumed over a full cycle of an AC in case of RL series circuit. Now another term here, additional term is sixth term, power factor of the circuit. Definition of power factor: ratio of resistance to impedance of the circuit is defined as power factor of the circuit. So this is the impedance triangle R, XL, Z. Ratio of resistance to impedance R by Z is equal to cos phi. So its value is always less than 1. Value of power factor is always less than 1 and signifies the efficiency of the circuit. Mathematically expressed as cos phi is equal to R by Z. Ratio of resistance to impedance, and it is equal to cos phi. So cos phi is the power factor of the circuit, or simply sometimes called as PF of the circuit. Now is the assignment. Some questions we have to solve. Okay, assignment 7.1, question number 15. Distinguish between resistance, reactance and impedance of a circuit and give their SI units. And give their SI units. Okay, question number 16. An inductor L and a resistance R are connected in series across an AC source. Deduce by drawing phasor diagram a mathematical expression for impedance of the circuit. How will this impedance be affected when frequency of applied voltage is increased, and why? Question number 17. An AC voltage of 100 volt 50 Hz is connected across a 20 ohm resistor and 2 millihenry inductor in series. Calculate number 1 impedance of the circuit, number 2 RMS current in the circuit. Question number 18. When an inductor L and a resistance R in series are connected across a 12 volt 50 Hz supply, a current of 0.5 ampere flows in the circuit. The current differ in phase from applied voltage by pi by 2 radians. Calculate value of R. Question number 19. A solenoid with an iron core and a bulb are connected to a DC source. How does the brightness of the bulb change when the core is removed from the solenoid? Next question. An air-cooled coil L and a bulb B, air-cooled coil L and a bulb B, are connected in series to the AC mains, as shown in figure. The bulb glows with some brightness. How would the glow of the bulb change if an iron rod were inserted in the coil? Give reasons in support of your answer. Now, question number 21. Question number 21. Figure shows a light bulb B and an iron core inductor L. This is L, this is iron core inside it, connected to a DC source battery through a switch S. Now, first part, what will one observe when switch S is closed? Second part, how will the glow of the bulb change when the battery is replaced by an AC source of RMS voltage and equal to the voltage of DC battery? Justify your answer in each case. Question number 22. In the given circuit, inductor L and resistance R have identical resistance. Inductor L and resistance R. Two similar electric lamps B1 and B2 are connected as shown. B1 in series with L, B2 in series with R. When switch S is closed, which one of the lamps light up earlier? Will the lamps be equally bright after some time? Justify your answer. So these are some questions of the assignment you have to solve on the basis of the knowledge that you have gained during study. Okay, thank you so much. Next time we will take up RC series circuit.